Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back. This time we have an Ebony thumb rest, and you'll notice no screw holes. No tools required for this one, and turned out perfect actually. Better than my walnut one actually, because this one's not quite as tall, and it's a little bit more profiled, and a hair shorter. Still longer than what you would buy as a factory plastic one or a factory rosewood one. Well, factory made, but no tools needed. This red gel tape stuff that I get from Dollarama, you can probably buy this at, hardware stores and whatnot. This is the 5-pound hold stuff. They got this stuff up to 200-pound hold, and it's like, holy cow. 5 pounds is definitely underrated for this stuff. It really super holds really hard. I've actually used this stuff to put pick holders, well, these things actually, onto my guitars, because this tape that comes with it is pathetic. It's actually worse than the dollar store stuff, so in the same kind of white foam tape. But anyways, so I use this stuff and it ain't never moving. But if I want to take this off at any point in time, like say I want to sell the bass down the road, then I can just pull really hard, and I can break the wood free from the gel without hurting anything, and then you just roll the gel up with your thumb. Doesn't even hurt your finish. So that's actually really good. So, but let me know what you guys think about how this one turned out. I actually like it a lot better than the walnut one. My first Ebony one got screwed up. My drill press wasn't working because it is winter in Canada, and it was like really freezing cold the other day. And so anyhow, I tried to freehand drill it because I thought, oh, I'm pretty safe to do this. Pre-drill your main hole, and then you start drilling your center hole, because of the screw head, right? And it's like that just didn't go well with making the larger hole, and I made a disaster. So I was really ticked, and I thought, that's it, I'll go to walnut. And I went to the walnut one. Turned out great. A little bit taller though than this one, and I think it might even be slightly wider. I'd have to double check it, but this one here is 1/2 inch, and of course it's about the same profile this way too on your tallest point. And it turned out like beautiful. And so to do this as a toolless setup, the only tools you're going to need is, well, depending on the kind of wood you use, that's a big part. But you're definitely going to need a vise so that you can lock your piece of wood in, cut it across to the thickness you need, recut it again, stand it up, and cut it to the width that you need as well. So basically you make a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch square, okay? And then from there, but I would go actually about 3/4 of an inch all the way around, and then just slowly sand it to that actual depth, because remember, you got to also make this curve, and you don't want to take too much meat off the top and make it too shallow. So I go about 3/4 inch. I actually, with this one, because it's ebony, and ebony is such a pain to sand, oh my goodness, I pretty much killed my belt now on my sander, because it is very hard on tooling. But I cut it with a hacksaw, and the hacksaw ate through it like it was butter. So good hacksaw blade really helps. Nice sharp hacksaw blade. And I got through the block in no time, and cut out my piece I need. I even have another piece ready to go if I want to make another one. So I got 2 slices out of that one little tiny chunk that I started with, and I still got more left to make a couple more. Not that I'm going to, but if I need to or whatever. But anyways, but you can use any kind of wood. It's kind of up to you what kind of wood you want to go with. But I really wanted ebony because I love ebony. It's a really good solid hardwood. And there's no banding in this. It's pure black. This is the good stuff. And I bought it, the block is a 4 inch by 4 inch by 2 inch square. I bought that thing like years ago. And I used a little bit of it a couple years ago to make a nut and make a saddle for some stuff, and works really good for that because the stuff is like harder than nails. But I thought, you know what, let's try this ebony again, but no screw holes. Now my drill press is actually working today, which is nice, but I didn't want to have screw holes, especially after finding out that this tape is more than strong enough to withstand some punishment. So it's like, why not? Let's go toolless, save some steps. And even though the drill press is working, I wouldn't have to worry about screwing up. It's kind of like, well, what if I ever wanted to sell the base? And I want to keep this. You're going to have 2 holes. And the holes are not going to be the same lineup as a factory-made one would be. So that may be a problem. And people like different positions too. So that's another advantage of going toolless in this case, right? So you need a 1x5 belt sander, basically. Some other sandpaper on the side, 400, 600 grit stuff to make it nice and smooth and get rid of your sander marks, okay? So they got to do that. Yeah, the gel sticky tape. You can probably get that at any hardware store. And a hacksaw and a vise. So that's pretty much it. That's all you need. And you can rifle these out like crazy if you wanted to. But I got it nicer this time. I've got a little bit more gap between the pickup and the thumb piece, so I can be up here, I can be here, I can be right at the back, and be down in here. So it works really great actually. No sound. That helps. There we go. So anyway, let's see if we can get an angle for you guys. So if I wanted to still play up here, or it works. It's great. I love it. And I got better control this way. And being that it's not quite as tall, it's a lot easier even for playing on that bass string. Perfect. Anyways, I think I'll make a few more of these just for fun. But yeah, so there you go. That's our Ebony one, and no tools required. So I do a how-to video, but I mean, I just explained to you what you need for tools, so there's no need to do a how-to video unless I get enough requests. If I get enough requests on this video to do a how-to video on this, I'll definitely do one for you, okay? How's that sound? Otherwise, I'm pretty sure you got the idea that you just need to sand things into shape after you cut it. I gave you the dimensions to start with, what you need to get it down to. Voila, and you're good to rock and roll. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.